Do you remember the three-legged step stool? Well, if you don't remember what it is, you may be a little bit too young to be watching this video. Okay, so that's just a little bit of humor. So historically, that three-legged step stool has correlated with retirement in the fact that each leg is equally weighted between Social Security, company pensions, and personal savings. So what happens if all three legs of that step stool are not equally weighted? Well, the obvious, you're probably going to fall off of that step stool, or you're going to have to figure out a way to equally weight all three legs of that step stool. Now, I don't recommend shortening any of those legs because you're going to need all of that leg length to ensure that you don't outlive your money in retirement. So is there a way to equally distribute the weight between the three legs of the step stool and not shorten the length? Well, let's see. Hi, my name is Darlene Hartman. I'm a CPA and founder of D. Hartman Consulting, LLC. For the best retirement annuity advice, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you can receive notices anytime I post a new video. Now let's talk about all three legs of that step stool. So let's start with company pensions. So in my video titled Ready for Retirement, I mentioned that those company pensions are going away. So currently only 19% of the US population has a company pension, of which 16% of that are government workers. I also mentioned that since 1983, 150,000 pension plans have disappeared due to funding issues. And we're expecting another 25,000 pension plans to disappear in the next 2 years. So what do we do about that leg of the step stool that represents company pensions? It's not seeming very sturdy or long for that matter. I guess personal savings are going to have to step in to cover the deficit of where company pensions covered for your retirement. What about Social Security? So I did 3 videos on Social Security, so be sure to check them out. In those videos, I mentioned that the Social Security program is not going anywhere, but how much in Social Security benefits can you rely on? I mentioned that there's a report that the Social Security Administration released in March of 2020 saying that the Social Security program would become insolvent as early as 2035, which means that Social Security benefits are actually going to drop to 75% of the amount that you're entitled to. Now, thanks to the pandemic, that date may actually be moved up depending on what changes Congress is going to make to improve the solvency of the Social Security program. And what about those taxes on Social Security benefits? So I mentioned that if your income exceeded a certain limit established by the Social Security Administration, that you would have to pay taxes on a portion of those Social Security benefits that you receive. So how much can you really rely on with respect to Social Security benefits? Again, you're going to get something, but how much? So is that leg on that stool representing Social Security standing very tall right now? And again, no pressure to personal savings to help cover that difference. Well, now we have put a lot of burden on that third leg of personal savings to cover the deficiencies in the leg for Social Security and the leg for company pensions. So is your personal savings adequate enough to cover that third leg in addition to covering the deficiencies for the legs for Social Security and your company pension? So generations after baby boomers are going to feel the effects of the fact that there's not going to be an equal distribution of weight between the three legs. So they're going to need even more in personal savings to help ensure that they do not outlive their money in retirement. Leave me a comment in the section below and let me know if you feel like you have enough in personal savings to ensure that you don't outlive your money in retirement. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can receive notices anytime I post a new video. So how much in personal savings do you need to ensure that you don't outlive your money in retirement? Well, there's no easy answer for that. And if someone gives you an answer, will you be sure to send them my way so that I can hear their response to that question? It used to be that $1 million was plenty enough to cover you in retirement. But now that I've talked about that leg representing pensions and the leg representing Social Security and how those legs may be shortened, if not eliminated, then that's putting a lot of pressure on that leg for personal savings. And maybe $1 million is not enough. But then again, maybe it doesn't need to be about a specific amount. So stay tuned. In the meantime, what about all those key retirement risks? So how do they stack up with respect to that third leg for personal savings? So you remember me talking about inflation risk. So yeah, right now, we're not really dealing with a lot of inflation. But don't worry, it'll come back. And are you prepared for it? And what about market risk and the fact that market downturns can happen at any time? And if they happen at the time that you start taking money out of your retirement portfolio, that can take a pretty big hit on your personal savings. Sequence of returns risk and the fact that sequence of returns do matter in retirement. So if we have 1 year, if not 3 years of negative returns, that's really going to eat into your personal savings and that third leg of the step stool. Withdrawal rate, what if you withdraw too much from 1 year to the next? Even if you have $1 million, if you withdraw too much, that can eat into your retirement savings. And especially if you're doing it in a year that a market downturns is occurring. So you see that ripple effect? And don't forget about tax risk. So we are expecting tax increases to help pay off some of that federal government deficit. Actually, I think they want to pay off all of it, but that would be a pretty dramatic increase in tax rates. And nobody wants to pay more taxes to the government. And don't forget about the risk multiplier of all those key retirement risks, which is longevity risk. So longevity risk is covering the risk of that indefinite period of your retirement and the fact that you don't know how many years you're going to be in retirement. So how do you know how much money you need if you don't know how many years you're going to live in retirement? I know, I waited to the very end to tell you that there is a way to equally weight all 3 legs of that step stool so that you don't fall off of it. So don't forget, this is a channel on retirement annuities. So of course I'm going to talk about retirement annuities. But think about it. Social Security and pensions are both annuity-like payments. They provide you guaranteed income for life in retirement. That is one of the biggest annuity benefits of a longevity annuity, providing you guaranteed income for life, money that you cannot outlive. So what if you obtained a retirement annuity to cover the deficit in the legs that represent company pensions and Social Security? Now you're ensuring that you have a certain amount of guaranteed income. You're leveling off all 3 legs of the step stool, and you're taking pressure off that third leg, which represents your personal savings. And don't forget that that guaranteed income annuity can also help buffer you from those key retirement risks. Is that sounding like a more happy and financial secure in your retirement? Be sure to check out my video titled More Risk, More Reward, True or False, where I show you how productive a guaranteed income annuity can be in a diversified portfolio. So I actually replaced the bonds with a guaranteed income annuity and kept the equity investments as is. So I think you'll be surprised about how productive a guaranteed income annuity is. And again, it's taking pressure off that third leg for your personal savings. So how much do you need in personal savings if you have a guaranteed income annuity in your retirement portfolio? Well, I think that should make you feel a little bit more comfortable that maybe $1 million is enough. And maybe you don't need $1 million if you have enough guaranteed income in your retirement portfolio. If you're wanting to balance all 3 legs of that step stool, and you see how those guaranteed income benefits from a retirement annuity can help to balance all 3 legs of that step stool and also ensure that you don't outlive your money in retirement, be sure to click the link below to apply to become my client. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share with your family and friends. Thank you for watching. Let's get the conversation started on how you can live your best retirement while not outliving your money.